Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce. Continuing on with this absolutely loaded college football Saturday, week 4. Big Ten matchup here. Iowa's on the road in Happy Valley to play Penn State. Nittany Lions laying 14.5 points at home. Total's down at 40.5. Let's do it.
Welcome to The Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
So we saw a lot of Iowa action coming in on Monday night into Tuesday morning. It looked like they were going to be a super public dog. Since then, it's been tipping a little bit back towards Penn State. As a whole, the public's looking pretty split even on this one. Maybe a little bit of sharp action on Iowa, but not much at all. Line never moves from 14.5. So I want to start out by pointing out that this quote is fake. If you follow Big Ten football, you already know the story behind this, but in case you don't, I'll give you a quick summary. So Brian Ferentz is the OC at Iowa. He's head coach Kirk Ferentz's son. So the coach's son is the OC. He's been there for years. Obviously, Iowa's offense has been terrible under his tenure. This year, apparently they put in his contract that if Iowa doesn't average 25 points per game this season, he loses his job. The season didn't start out great for him. They weren't scoring a lot of points. And then last week they scored 41 on Western Michigan, and someone leaked a fake quote from him, and it got shared by some serious media outlets. I wasn't the only one that was fooled. We were laughing our ass off. We thought it was real. But after doing some investigating, this quote is in fact fake. He did not say this. But seriously, scoring 41 points at home against a MAC defense is not an accomplishment. This is a Big Ten program, Iowa. I mean, look at what happened to Cade McNamara since transferring to Iowa. His completion percentage is down a full 10% from the year when he was the starter at Michigan. It's averaging 60 less passing yards per game. Touchdown-interception ratio has also dramatically plummeted. The Hawkeye offense has been in a free fall for 3 years now. I truly don't understand how this dude still has a job. I mean, I guess his dad being the head coach of the program helps. I'm not going to accuse them of nepotism, but it certainly seems that way. Now, I do have something positive to say about the Iowa offense, though. They've had some success running the ball this year. They've run the ball on 56.5% of their offensive snaps this season, 26th most in the FBS, and Beta Rank has their rushing attack at 30th in the country. So we can make fun of this Iowa offense all we want. Truth is, they do have a run game out there. And if there is a weakness on the Penn State defense, now, Penn State defense is elite, not trying to take away anything, but if we were to point at something to be the weakness, it'd be the run defense. Beta Rank does have Penn State at 6th in effective rush, so they have a highly ranked run defense, but we saw West Virginia come into Happy Valley. They were running the ball a little bit, nothing crazy, just 3.7 yards per carry. At the time, I thought West Virginia was going to have a pretty dominant run game this year, so I thought that was a pretty good performance for Penn State. But then we just saw Pittsburgh go into Morgantown and hold West Virginia to just 3 yards per carry even. So that run defense performance against West Virginia for Penn State earlier in the year suddenly looks less impressive. In fact, Penn State's run defense statistically seems to be taking a small step backwards from last season. Last year, they were 16th in rushing yards allowed per game, 13th in yards per carry allowed. Cade McNamara isn't going to be able to do anything on this Penn State secondary. I mean, Penn State's got one of the best secondaries in the country, maybe the best. I think Phil Steele has them ranked number 1, actually. But I think it's realistic that the Iowa offense goes into Happy Valley and is able to move the chains a little bit running the ball between the tackles. Like I said, Penn State's weakness, their D tackles are a bit on the smaller side, and Iowa's known for having a big physical offensive line. On the other side, we've got Drew Aller in the Penn State offense, and I gotta say, man, he didn't look good last week, completing just 48% of his passes, 208 yards through the air, passer rating of just 101.4. Keep in mind, 101.4 passer rating in college football is not good. I know it was a road game against Illinois, but that Illinois defense is not what it was last year. I mean, we saw Toledo go in there and light them up. Iowa had one of the best defenses in the FBS last year. They led the country, allowing just 4.0 yards per play. And unlike the Illinois defense that lost Ryan Walters, their DC, they lost Witherspoon, they lost some stars, Iowa's back and looking like an elite defense yet again, like they do every single year. 11th overall according to Beta Rank, 30th against the run, 7th against the pass. And Penn State's supposed to have this badass two-headed running back machine, right, with the two backs they have. But it's been pretty mediocre to start the year. Just 42nd in the country, averaging 4.6 yards per carry, rated just 25th in effective rush. I think Iowa's defense is going to show up in this game. I mean, Penn State did not look great in that Illinois game. Defense travels. That Iowa defense is coming. And by the way, Iowa's played Penn State tough. They're actually 3-2 in their last 5 games against Penn State. There was one blowout loss in there. But with that number up at 14.5 with these two teams, I don't know how we don't blindly take Iowa. Real quick, let's read off a couple trends here. I got one positive for each team. Iowa 5-2 against the spread as road underdogs in the last 2 years. Penn State last year 9-3-1 against the spread. That's the best they've been since 2016. As far as what I'm personally betting, I got to take the points here. 14.5 is too many. I hate that it's looking like it might be on the public side, but I watched that entire Penn State-Illinois game last week, and I was not impressed. I know that was on the road and this one's at home, but like I said, defense travels, and I trust in that Iowa defense to keep it close. Hopefully the run game's able to get going. We'll see, but I'm going to take the points. Give me Iowa plus 14.5. Let's do it. If you want my top bets, parlays of the day, if you want to join our Discord, or if you want to get in on the NFL against the spread competition, I give away something every week. Last week's winner got a Drake London signed helmet. This week's winner gets a signed David Montgomery jersey. That's week 3. So if you're interested in that, head over to KyleKirms.com. All the information can be found right on the homepage. College football week 4 this Saturday is absolutely loaded. Make sure you bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you in the Discord.